The telco world is changing.
Our customers expect customized digital services on demand.
And this digital services world has become a playground for new competition.
5G networks will connect people, industries, and things, and drive exponential traffic growth.
And technologies evolve at pace. Proven cloud technologies are delivering agility and scale for the web giants.
Faced with these dynamics, we must revolutionize our infrastructure to ensure our future competitiveness. The network differentiation approach is our answer. It addresses our network production across 5 layers. The access plane is the last mile, connecting our customers to our network.
The IP plane moves all data traffic between the access and the cloud and service platforms.
The network technology and IT domains converge here to form a common virtualized infrastructure where we run different network applications.
The control and orchestration plane automates all layers of our network.
And we have our customer channels on top. Our task is not to just build the network, but to efficiently control all the resources required for service delivery. By adopting disaggregation, virtualization, and cloud principles with open source software, we can run a fully automated service delivery platform across all 5 planes.
Now, let's look inside our production platform, where the benefits will go beyond cost optimizations, empowering us to do things that we couldn't do before. Faster time to market for services, from months to minutes. Digital services customized and on demand. Even network slices for enterprises. Global reach and direct network monetization using open APIs.
Now, that is our vision of the software telco.
Once again, my name is Alex from Deutsche Telekom, where I'm running group technology divisions. So today, I'd like to present you about our company, the Deutsche Telekom's plan to become a software-driven telco in the age of 5G. Okay. So here's the industry market dynamics, and the telco industry is rapidly changing from the conventional structures as we are facing significant changes in all fronts. Market-wise, NT, network technology, and IT used to be a completely separate world with very little to even no overlap. Now the hyperscalers have a global scale, fiber connections, and the data centers beyond capabilities of any single telco in the world. And there's a pretty tight competition now. As a result, many IT technologies, such as cloud native, have been injected to the NT technology. And we are also facing changes in customer demand. 15 years ago, customers were happy if they could have just a clear voice call. And now customers want all types of digital experiences for their daily life. Next topic is, despite such rapid changes in our NT industry, after a series of consolidations, we are left with only a handful of network vendors that stay in the comfort zone and afraid about rapid innovation. That worries me. We want to transform our infrastructure to a new open, distributed, cloud-based architecture to become a software-driven telco. And doing so will bring NT and IT closer together with a very holistic view on hardware and software. Final goal is to implement a more agile, flexible, customer-centric, and efficient production, as you see in the video, from the video. We believe that such change will enable us to have a network optimized for time to market. And how should we do this? It will be based on cloud, disaggregation, orchestration, last but not least, open APIs, as shown on the right-hand side. The end picture is to transform our network towards a simpler and more intelligent and automated production model, enabling the QoS delivery of 5G enterprise services to real customer problems. And we would like to disaggregate the access space with cloudification, virtualization, and we are very much committed it through Open RAN, ORAN, as we introduce new smaller vendors to accelerate the roadmap of the entire ecosystem, including existing vendors. And orchestration on the second is critical, since we have to deal with more complex domains after combinations of NT and IT. And given the needs of end-to-end based manage the quality of service requirements in 5G, importance of automation and orchestration will only increase as multiple entities have to be managed. Open API is very important in two ways. One, in a sense that we can import the innovations from outside to optimize our TCO, total cost of ownership, and enhance our service. And the other, in a sense, that we can publish innovations built within telco to outside. For example, what used to be a telco-specific network capabilities can be now opened up to third parties and packaged together with their services. And this will create a new business model for telco that was not available before. Now that I shared with you the lofty vision of a network differentiation initiative in DT, led by myself, I also must admit that Deutsche Telekom is not capable of reaching such goals by ourselves. We do have capable people in the company, but this will be an uphill battle if we have to do it just alone. So I'm a strong believer of the phrase, none of us are smarter than all of us. We are thus cooperating with the many open source communities, including ORAN, ONET in Linux Foundation, and ONF. So far, I'm very happy with the partnership, but there are some of the works by these multiple organizations actually overlap in some sense, to some extent. Some level of harmonization would be appreciated. Also, many of the outputs are just for showcases, and yet to reach the telco grade quality and reliability. We still need the support of system integrators to get it to telco grade. But I'm very confident that these issues can be resolved if open source community works together. The biggest advantages of network disaggregation, as shown in this slide, is that we can ease up the current vendor dependency. Because the legacy radio access network RAN system were developed by a handful of vendors with their proprietary architecture and interfaces. And telcos had no choice but to accept turnkey deals and ended up having multiple silos. For example, there is no way to combine Nokia DU and Ericsson RU or vice versa. As a result, smaller vendors were consolidated or disappeared. And we only have a handful of major vendors monopolizing the market. And as we all know, monopolized markets rarely bring new innovation in time. So network disaggregation breaks up the current monolithic network gears with the open standard and interfaces, opening up opportunities of new, smaller vendors to join the market and bring their innovations. We want to break up ready access network into multiple modular systems as shown on the right-hand side, and cloudify, virtualize it, and open up all the interfaces to the ecosystem. And ORAN is our chosen avenue to enable this network disaggregation. As explained in the previous slide, having a disaggregated access network will enable more flexibility of combining solutions from multiple vendors. So we can free from a vendor lock-in. An open front-haul interface between the DU and RU is the first such approaches, as a separation of RU and DU with a standard open interface developed by the ORAN can introduce multiple new entrants to the market. And this is good for the industry. Most of major telcos have already joined the ORAN community, with more to join in the near futures. So end-to-end based managed quality of service is becoming more and more important in the era of 5G. For example, 5G standalone based end-to-end network slicing is becoming the center of attention as 5G standalone commercialization is starting. The critical elements to make it happen is to keep an end-to-end level control and orchestration of diverse network components across RAN, transport, core, and cloud. To manage all these elements together, network automation is the only possible way. This is also addressed by Larry in his presentation. Deutsche Telekom is utilizing ONAP, an open network automation platform, to develop 5G end-to-end orchestrator for orchestration automation. Edge Cloud is a great example of an NT-IT domain overlap that can create a new market. Cloud used to sit at the data center far away from customers, but Edge Cloud moves them very near to the customers, which brings multiple benefits like a reduced latency, location awareness, security enhancement, and TCO optimization. We also believe that Edge Cloud is the key control point for telcos that will create a new business model. Business models for telco used to be a connectivity only so far, but edge computing enables new services and new business models. Other players can also provide similar services, but we believe, strongly believe, telco are the best ones due to proximity to customers. As edge becomes a commercial reality and more players compete in this space, the mobile network operator community needs to act fast to stake a claim in the edge value chain by capitalizing on its edge capabilities. Operators have valuable assets which can be monetized in the context of edge cloud, like manage the quality of connectivity, network APIs, and proximity to customers. But global scale would be a critical element to make it big. Deutsche Telekom is working with multiple telcos through GSMA, as well as many hyperscalers to deliver standard-based partnership on edge computing. Mobile Edge X is our first approach toward such delivery, with the multiple parties joining as shareholders to make it work. We recently had the first edge cloud trial involving Telefonica and Deutsche Telekom with the Mobile Edge X recently completed with the low latency AR gain, and we had a fantastic result. I sincerely wish the telco community act fast together now. So that brings me this final slide. We DT launches ORAN OTIC with the TIP Community Lab in Berlin, October this year. And we will host a PlugFest event there. And together with the ONF, Deutsche Telekom launched the European Cluster Accelerator Space in Berlin, January this year already, which is co-located with the DT premises in Berlin to drive collaborations among ONF projects, as well as with our other communities like ORAN and Facebook too. We look forward to these activities and this community approaches as we drive toward our network differentiation initiative on the road to the software-driven telco. With that, I finish my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention. Now back to you, August.
Thank you, Alex, for this great presentation.